Alright guys, and here we go with a live of Over the Top World War 1. So they're having a playtest, so can't really miss it out. And it is always a blast, and in this one, as you can see in the thumbnail, we do have a new addition. There is plane combat. So it never is really my strong side, but some games are actually noob friendly, so what it comes to mind immediately is Nuclear Option. Very noob friendly. And I've been playing this one a bit for the thumbnail, and yeah, this one is also, like, at least in single player, quite noob friendly. Basically the controls are just the mouse, no need for anything else, and yeah, we're checking that out. And as you may see, I do have a different print behind me today of a Kawasaki Vulcan. A new painting tool heavier, and yeah, like, very cool two-wheeled beast, so I do have the links for that in the description, and let's get right into it. Let's make sure I can see your comments and everything. So hello Ilku, hello Saint Ranger. And we'll get right into the plane action, and before we begin I actually do want to mention that I'll be streaming tomorrow as well, and on Tuesday. I think the Hills one was one I was playing, so let's say 37 bots. So yeah, so come here tomorrow same hour, and Tuesday same hour. There is a game I haven't checked out yet, so should be streaming that. And before I begin, I actually have to make sure not the admin menu, on the match settings. I want the time to be, let's see, what was it, the time on? Yeah, some weather. We'll make it noon. We'll make it clear, not rain, clear. And of course there is an option to how deep they can dig, so default is 18, we'll make it for 20. Yep, same guys who made the Civil War game, yeah. Unfortunately that one kind of died with the player base. Really unfortunate, it was a cool game, but this one, for the very least, gonna have a multiplayer and I mean a single player, and it is just damn fun. There is a reason I'm streaming it pretty much every time. Hey NLP! I think we have music here, kind of interferes a little bit. Because yeah, I have played Battlecry Freedom at an event where it was organized, and it was just damn good. It was like me and a few more YouTuber streamers, and you know, everyone was so organized, and we were just kind of like in the middle of the chaos doing our thing. It was kind of awesome. Alright, so I'll get my character killed real quick and we'll get to the planes. But you know, the vegetation here is quite nice, and hello Freelander, yeah. We do have air combat, I'll just gotta get myself killed. Maybe take a few bots with me. Okay, to give up, and should be able to respawn in a plane. And yeah, okay, so yeah, buy a plane bombs. And then the controls are very simple, just to the mouse. No need for the keyboard or anything, and... But have I seen some enemies? I do actually want to have a mask here. Alrighty, here we go, so... Yeah, got a few. And there actually isn't dogfights, so there is no AI for the planes. You have no dogfights with AI at the moment, but units on the ground will very much shoot you. And you can just be like brought down. I think even tanks shoot at you, perhaps. Because I had a few times where my plane was pretty much intact, and suddenly I just go down, out of nowhere. Could be tanks, could be tanks. It's a friendly, and you can take down, of course, enemy planes. So, haven't seen any AI swap games, fortunately. Only social media posts. But I do actually want just see, like, I'm Jewish, I control the weather. The conspiracy theory is true in this case. Is this an enemy? Yeah, let's take him down. Yeah, so the crashes are pretty basic. For whatever reason, the crashing physics or animation or whatever it was is kind of low frame rate, I'm not sure why. Akarin, yes, so bombs absolutely deform the terrain, so if you watched my video on destruction, on the topic of cover, the example I used for terrain deformation, for craters being used as cover, is actually from this game. And I think it does so absolutely beautifully, and you know what? It really isn't a over-the-top WW1 stream if I don't showcase the before and after, so I'm gonna have to dump my plane. There it is, crashed, and unfortunately it can't be used as cover, and I think that the crater was there before it wasn't caused by the plane. So we just began. Already have a few craters, but kind of not a bad showcase of the before, as you can see. Trees still standing. But every bomb does indeed deform the terrain, as you can see we do have some deformation here. And I did actually make it go even deeper. And we even have a live showcase of a tree going down. And by the way, a very good point on the video about cover. Someone actually mentioned it. Down trees also can remain as cover, and you know, like, that's cover. Some degree of hard cover, some degree of just visual cover. That was a very good point I actually didn't really think about. But I will mention it in future destruction videos. And as you can see, like, it could stay there, but it does disappear. And that is unfortunate. So let's go back to the combat. There are two planes, so if you die you can just take the other one if you're playing single player. Yeah, so back when I was filming for that bit in this game, I basically made it go. Do I have anyone? Yeah. Now I do. So I basically was playing for like, I think close to 2 hours. I have the calls in multiplayer on max, so you just have like bombs landing all the time, all the damn bloody time. Why does the weather keep changing? Right, not dynamic weather, I just want visibility. Anyway, so as I was saying, it was just like 2 hours of bombs constantly landing and destroying stuff, and the map was absolutely wrecked. So in that video I was using this game for both the before and after of the kind of difference that destruction can make. and for the terrain deformation, which is beautiful here. And unfortunately, it wasn't used for the plane crashes, so I'm actually yet to see a game that really does plane crashes particularly well. I'm not seeing it yet. The best one I think is helicopter crashes in Arma 2. If you played it, you know what I mean. The way that they dig in, there is no terrain deformation there, but there is a very cool effect. Oh, it's a friendly. But that isn't, so where's the hostiles? Yeah, there really isn't any. Like, there are games with great aircraft damage. Of course, EU2 Sturmovik is a classic. Also friendly. So EU2 Sturmovik is a classic. And nuclear option also. Very nice damage there. But in terms of crashes on the ground, nothing. And yeah, it could use like terrain deformation and of course like something to make it look dug in, like we have in Arma 2. It was a beautiful effect. I'm gonna make a video on that eventually. Just on the topic of plane crashes. Oh, it's a friendly vehicle? Oh. Oh yeah, so yeah, I'm actually kind of happy that we don't have any terribly clear signs of who's friendly, who's not. And your indication is like when they're shooting them, basically. I had quite a bit of team kills when I was filming for the thumbnail. You know what? Got him. And yeah, like there probably could be better use for the rockets, but it feels damn satisfying. Just getting infantry like that. Besides, when it's time to wait for the tank. Yeah, here we go. We have an enemy tank. We managed to get him. Yeah, well, BMG, but for planes, probably EU2 Sturmovik, I think. Ah, friendly. That's gotta be the plane equivalent of BMG. Here we go. Take him down, yeah, okay, here we go. But I will say I absolutely love the burning effect and the smoke. Smoke would actually linger for a little bit, but I always love the effect of the strong fire and the smoke. Are you friendly? Nope. There it goes. But yeah, we'll make a video special just discussing plane crashes. Because it is a little bit overhooked. Actually, I wonder if I can hit them with the wings, perhaps, if I can, like... Let's say run characters over with the plane. NLP Il to Sturmovik. It is a pretty popular game. Just look up IL dash 2, I think dash or however it's called. Il to Sturmovik. It's from Russian. I think from the word storming. That's gonna be, yep, it was a team kill. Yeah, so for whatever reason the frame rate on the crashes is kind of low. I'm not sure why. So as I was saying, the controls are very simple. Very noob friendly. Hey. Let's get a tank. There we go. As I was saying, Il to Sturmovik is basically the BeamNG of plane damage. I think I mentioned that several times. And a pretty hardcore, by the way, flying model too. I think it can be simplified to a degree, but when I tried it was pretty hardcore. And yeah. So as I mentioned, just a good shell is enough to take you out, and take you out they will. So I have to take my revenge on him, of course. Because priorities and stuff. Yeah, that was a little bit too brave. Here we go, some more terrain deformation. Pretty sure this was buildings in the past. And then characters can be finished in their down state, as you can see. Just a lovely feature, and planes aren't ready for a respawn yet, so I might as well. I like the visuals are pretty nice. Yeah, so one of the ways to make vegetation annihilation feel nice is making it look pretty good in the first place, and we do very much have it. And before we actually go on, I do want to check out what's happening right now. So if you've been here for a while, it was just forests, fields. Well, the field is mostly mostly here, but we will have a bit of a deforestation problem, and I think it could be actually dug in by the AI. And quite a lot of deformation, quite a lot of it. Many craters. Right, let's get back to flying. Shouldn't get too close, and I think now it should be good. Yep, got something. And perhaps I can finish him. That isn't him. Oh, I think I got a I think I got actually gibbed by the planes gun. First time seeing that actually. Played it for like 30-40 minutes for the thumbnail. Haven't seen gibbing from the gun. Tell you what, NLP, if you can make like a destruction game, even a fairly simple one with a good gameplay loop, yeah, like that. It isn't itch to be scratched, because at the moment, not too many games offer like really good destruction experience. Like, it is going in the right direction, as I was mentioning in a recent video, but still isn't quite there, and I think there is a gap for games to scratch that itch. So yeah, if you can like make one fairly simply, yeah, by all means do. Like, if it is something I can get behind, I'll cover it here for sure. Man, the smoke has to last longer. The smoke absolutely has to last longer. And who do we have here? They can actually even prevent the bombing, perhaps? Let's see. Yeah, no prevention. Actually, I have seen something about more simple methods for destruction. Something pretty new. I'm following some devs on Twitter, and There actually are systems to simplify the breaking apart of objects. Seems to be not as hard as it used to be. It is a friendly. That's probably not. There we go, there we go. Oh yeah, you know, like, personally I'm entirely for minimal user interface stuff. Yep, friendly. Once again, friendly. I'm kind of under the impression the bombs could be a little bit underpowered because I felt like it should kill. But I don't know. Haven't played it online. I'll stay away from the turret. I'm just harassing him, and there we go, alright. Kind of cool how every single creature you see here was actually cast in the combat. No pre-made stuff, it was all cast as we were playing. And transforms the environment. And bombs are actually pretty slow to reload. What do I have here? What do I have here? Friendly, friendly. In real life, no team damage indicators. To see that field, I actually want to finally kill someone with the bomb. And clear the field a little bit. And then he will be taking fire from below. Oh, we have no dogfights yet, we do have with AI. They will be firing at you. As I mentioned, tanks too, so they want to keep my height around them. Took multiple shells from tanks. I think I got a flamethrower guy due to the explosion. I think it could be a flamethrower guy. Where tank? Where tank? That's the previous one. And it's gone. Unfortunate. And by the way, the vehicle wrecks here, you can't use them for cover. They're just there for show for like a few minutes. But once again, it is pretty unfortunate. I think it could be a cool factor of dug-in planes providing at least temporary cover until they take more damage and explode. Even in Enlisted, the planes actually vanish, so I think in Enlisted the tanks do stick around, but planes, as you've seen in the video, they do vanish pretty much immediately. Yeah, so just cratering this lovely location one bomb at a time. Trying not to get shelled. Oh! Yep. There goes the trying not to get shelled, so I do wanna have a look at what's happening here, so where did they crash? No, actually not looking too bad, but once again, the cratering was from the shelling, not from the plane crashing. But to be honest, like this one of perhaps all the ones I saw today is probably the best. Be right with you, NLP, but do wanna have a look at the aftermath. So perhaps the most intense shelling must have been here. And it must have been here as well. It's just bomb after bomb after bomb, and as you can see, some do go quite deep, but I believe in this game too the rocks are gonna be entirely indestructible, and this concrete of course too. Bunkers usually are. Not really an issue, but rocks being the nemesis of destruction is kind of an issue. A very highly recurring one. Alright, so an idea for a game with indestructible environments. I think what could be very cool is actually something turn-based. So you know, it may actually even ease the impact on performance if you have just one like event happening at a time. Yeah, so try to avoid crashing, but still happened. So I think something turn-based could be, you know, for me one of my personal favorite settings is World War II Normandy. Also, once again, you have like those two-story houses, barns and stuff. Can be like too hard to make happen. Or you know, like perhaps something in the Middle East. So what was the city map in Squad? There was a city map in Squad. It was there like from early on because I've last played Squad like 4 or 5 years ago, I think, there was just a glorious city map, which the name of which escapes me. So basically kind of like that, but destructible. Now I have no objections to FPS either. But I do have a particular liking to turn-based after playing Jagged Alliance 2. One of my favorites. And still no game quite recaptured that. Especially not Jagged Alliance 3. Can be like fun, it's just a turn-based game of its own, but not as a Jagged Alliance game. Yeah, Vietnam is a good setting, for sure. Do we have like an anti-air thing here, perhaps? We do still have enemies here. You know what, speaking of World War II, if you remember the old trailers of Brothers in Arms Hell's Highway, before it became a little bit neutered. So the initial trailers, the initial showcases were actually about it was supposed to be like pretty open-ended missions, like in an open environment. There was a showcase of destruction, which at the time it couldn't have, realistically, unfortunately, but still looked damn cool and got my hopes up. A little bit falsely. But yeah, but I think the key gameplay thing it could have, which it didn't, was actually not like, you know, it wasn't like quite how to say, corridor shooter, but you were still going like from one kind of arena-like area to the next. It wasn't like entirely open towns and villages, you know. And it was initially gonna have like open towns and villages. You're gonna have your mission, you're gonna have to figure out how to complete it, where you have like freedom, how you approach it. And the final game was just, yeah, like the previous ones. That could have been, I think, more interesting than that. Seriously, look at the initial E3 showcases of Brothers in Arms Hell's Highway, and if you play the game, you'll immediately see the difference. Because I was hugely hyped for it, and when it came out, it was okay. The gore sucked, but it wasn't what they initially presented. See, actually, I'm not saying open world. I'm saying like decently large open locations. Kind of think like Dishonored maps, but in any given setting. So not like a huge, like a massive map, but just a location where you can move around and choose how you approach to complete any objective. Rather than like this kind of a more corridor experience. Got him. And I think that friendly or friendly. I think that the large-ish open locations are actually very much doable. Oh no, yeah. Didn't even take the tree down. Yeah, of course, like, very few games do an interesting open world, like GTA, one of them, RDR, very much one of them. Made a few hits. And, you know, seeing the mortars fly past you is quite an experience. Like, that's actually awesome. That is absolutely awesome. By the way, what I do very much appreciate about regiments is that after playing for a while, the game becomes friendly. The game becomes an absolute graveyard of wrecked vehicles, tanks, Humvees, of course planes and helicopters too, and yeah, like, perhaps one of the best factors about regiments in terms of destruction is the aftermaths, which are just absolutely glorious. And you know, like, if you remember, the damage was also quite cool. Like, I had a stray, you could see it in the review, I had like a stray shell just take out a small chunk of a prop. You know, like, it wasn't like physics based and or any stuff like that, but you see that, and it was hugely impactful. Like, if buildings had interiors, would have been a very, very cool damage system. Still is, but with the buildings being basically empty, it kind of like shows the limitations very quickly, but still it was a pretty interesting approach, and seems, I think it was pretty successful actually. And also you can order artillery from the plane. You can call in artillery from the plane. Can I like watch it? Ja, so far mainly team wounding. There you go. Go down, go down. But as I was saying, it really could use like the terrain deformation for plane crashes too, and having the wrecks stick around. You know, having this become eventually a graveyard of planes, wrecked tanks, and you know, like. But of course, like, giving them the option to get demolished by. I forgot I had rockets and not bombs. So yeah, so just having a vehicle graveyard here. With the option of them like vanishing only if they take like a whole bunch of damage. Would have been so cool. Here we go. Oh, I think we have the... So I think the rotor keeps flying. The rotor kept on flying. I don't know that, if you're driving, you really want to... If you're driving and someone moves a tire, you absolutely, want to do pretty much everything you can to avoid impacting the tire, because for whatever reason, spinning tires coming your way tend to cause, some pretty weird shit. And, yeah, something nice just happened here. Hey, someone got, I think, yeah, so someone just ordered the Dex Hunt mug. The winner dog. Alright, nice, nice. Friendly team kill. Aye. You know, I tried. But I do have the one with the bombs now, so you know, they kind of seem a little bit underpowered. They're still kind of fun to drop, so I think maybe on this guy. It's gotta be someone somewhere here, I suppose. Oh no, oh come on. Still flank duo. You know, I do want to actually have a look at the aftermath, as always. So let's see what happened here. Yeah, some more cratering, more deforestation. Yeah, so for me the most fun environments would be kind of like a, let's say a city of 3 or 4 story buildings, a whole bunch of them, maybe some green in between, some roads. Just I would say the key thing is would be having all of it indeed be destructible, not have a some huge landmark that's gonna be entirely static. And as you can see, environments are reshaped. I will say I'm not a huge fan of jungle theme, perhaps with the exception of Crisis. Also, a personal favorite setting is a, let's say, a Soviet-looking location. Those buildings are depressing as fuck and would be fun to just watch them take damage and go down. But I should be able to get a plane now, so and bomb them some more, so let's make even deeper craters, so Just searching for movement anywhere. Alright, got someone. I believe I saw a tank there, so let's... try to safely get him. But yeah, the terrain damage here is just insane. Just absolutely beautiful. Once again has a minimal indestructible, so you do have that impactful experience. Not many props here say no you can't. Some do, but there aren't that many of them. Gamble and apparently success. Hopefully got some trees to go down. Hopefully. And gotta be careful. Tanks can very much take you down, as we've seen multiple times here. Oh! And trees are also death machines, as we've once again seen. There we go, there we go. Gotta say, like, that fire and those craters and that everything looked quite nice. Very much gave a what is hell vibe. So I think we have a guy here mortaring somewhere. There is, okay. Nice. Just felt satisfying. And there he goes. Yeah, so once again, if those stuck around would be just an absolute vehicle graveyard here. That would be so bloody glorious. Okay, I think time to harass a tank for a little bit and probably soon go get some sleep. Been an intense last week, gonna be an intense this week, and I'm gonna be streaming tomorrow as well, by the way, and on Tuesday. But I will say, like, the plane combat here is enjoyable. It obviously is more intense in multiplayer, just due to the dogfights, but even here, quite nice. I probably missed. Yeah, I missed. Was hoping to take him down with those. Where is he? That's a friendly. Oh no, yeah. And trees don't come down when you crash in them. They're basically entirely static. Like they can come down if a bomb hits, but if you crash into them, like nothing happened. Yeah, so just a blind shot into here. And once again, caused by a tree. They don't like me very much, as you can see. You know what, probably a good time to have a look before I finish. Just at things on the ground. Because things on the ground are quite messy, like. The entire time I was just bombing this and time to have a good look at the aftermath. And yeah, and once again, every single one of those was caused as we were playing. Many by the planes. They want to showcase, as you can see, are just going right through them, which is a shame. Like they should stick around. Once again, as I was mentioning, if they take a hit, sure, they should explode, they should obliterate, but they should stick around. They should provide hard cover against bullets. Maybe against like an explosion from a distance. Yeah, probably against explosions and shrapnels from a distance, and like it should just be effective, really. Same with I think tanks actually. I was gonna go check on the tank. But I think tanks actually do remain as cover for a little while. Let's see. Yeah, so tanks for some time are gonna be covered. But they just auto-vanish after a while. Once again, I think that the factor that makes them vanish should be explosions, not a timer. Basically. Because this is a damn cool result, guys, you know? And someone is having a bad day here, as you can see. I would say I'm usually a big fan of configs, but in this case I think that the best option would be to have that be the default option. Revive me, revive me. Oh no. Yeah, I'm not gonna make it, I think. Ah. Yeah, so in a game like this I really would make like lasting tanks be the default option, and once again like having them vanish if they get hit by a big shell or multiple shells. You know, Company of Heroes did have it to some degree, but they would also get like destroyed if you had like armor go through the wreck tank. I will say in this game it actually I think wouldn't be that huge of a thing, because you just have far fewer vehicles here than you do in a Battlefield game. Far fewer vehicles, they respawn less frequently, I think. So probably wouldn't be as much of an issue as it would be in a BF game. And once again, you know, like they take a few shells, they just vanish. No need to have anything remain. I don't actually a few more ground shots. Also 3 going down. Once again, a very good point mentioned in the comment. In a comment on the video on destruction is having down trees provide cover as well, which I do entirely agree with. And I wish I had it in the video, because it is a very good point. You know, like this pre-mid one kind of is. But as I was saying, you could have that be dynamic as well. As I'm saying, I think in a game like this it really wouldn't be that huge of a deal, actually. In some games it would be, in this game I think probably not. And once again you would have just the cleanup. Like, as I'm saying, cleanup is possible. And the amount of vehicles is not that obscene here. So as I was saying once again, in terms of 3 damage you could have like this provide hard cover, and the leaves provide visual cover, which apparently is not a factor for the AI. They see through it like no problem whatsoever. And then our 3 goes down, fortunately. And just a few more. Look at that, like this place took many hits, like that's the ground level. And yeah, like, so the game doesn't feature like huge bombs. You don't have like any single bomb make a huge crater. This is on like many small craters, many small bombs, one after the other, after the other, after the other, turning terrain into basically decent. It's absolutely awesome, absolutely awesome. So, in conclusion, as I was saying, I'm enjoying this game way more than I was initially expecting, and it is a really good one. And now we do have the addition of planes, and it's quite awesome. Once again, as I was saying, the controls are very noob friendly, and I do appreciate that. Plane flying was never really my strong side in games, and you don't have to be like a top player to be able to enjoy that. And once again, as you see, you do have a single player option, so if you're also like me right now, after a long day, and you can't be arsed to go into a competitive setting and you just wanna like fly around, bomb stuff, call in artillery, you can call in artillery from the plane. Yeah, like, it is an awesome experience for that. And as I was mentioning in the upcoming Destruction Games video, we do have more games coming that are gonna be scratching that itch of Destruction, but still there aren't too many. And I'm grateful for everyone we have, and this very much is one of them. And as I was saying, I'm gonna be streaming tomorrow as well, and on Tuesday as well, so do join me then. Same time as always.